Sealed portion 32, I'm in 56. Behold, there shall be no way that a man can live in the latter days except he have the mark of the beast in his right hand. Nevertheless, that does not mean that he must have the mark of the beast in his forehead. Hallelujah. Very important, brothers and sisters, to understand that. Let's read some more. And the beast shall cause all to receive this mark in their right hand, but he shall not have the power over you to make you receive it in your foreheads. And the forehead is indicative of your thoughts and your desires, brothers and sisters. Hallelujah. In other words, your minds and your hearts can be centered in Yahshua, even though you are forced to participate in the economy that has been established among you. So we got to make money. We got to use money. It's a resource. But how do we use it where it's spiritually beneficial? Or should I say, how do we use this resource? Should we be taking advantage of other people? Should we be receiving donations, money from other people? That's what this word is really clear on. Because remember, in the beginning, I read that Satan was going to, use the church as his emissary in all things. He's got a partnership going with the churches. And that was established early on. He already said that I'm going to use the things of value. And that's how I'm going to manipulate and deceive the children of men, which is all of us. Hallelujah. 58 says, and if your hearts are centered in Yahshua, then you shall use the economy of the beast to do the works of Yahshua. And you will use your money. That's one of the things when I read this, I said, it said your money, and you will use your money, not the money of your brothers and sisters, not the money of those that are donating or sending you gifts. It says you will use your money to do good, and to clothe the naked, and to feed the hungry, and to liberate the captive, and administer relief to the sick and afflicted. That's right. And in other words, you shall work with the mark of the beast in your right hand. That's right. It says you shall work with the mark of the beast in your right hand, but with your heart and your mind centered on Yahshua. That's right, in his teachings. That's right, brothers and sisters. Continuing right here. And do not think that you can have your heart and your mind centered on Yahshua if you do not do the works of Yahshua. So important. That's the only way to do it, brothers and sisters. That is the only way this system works. That's the only way to have your mind centered and to stay pure and to stay, a person of integrity. You got to do the works of Yahshua. Otherwise, you'll start doing things for the wrong incentive and you'll get sneaky with it. And this is the reason why Satan has established this 501c3 partnership with the churches. See, he knows that man gets, a little greedy when they get some nuggets and some treasures. Like he said, he was going to use those treasures. And, when you think about 501c3, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about 501c3. It's an incentive. It incentivizes something. And a lot of people have these 501c3s, individuals, churches, they set it up. Now you understand why so many churches, because it's an incentivized program where you can get money. Okay? Money, and a lot of secret money. Just like, somebody that has an illegal business wants you to think about something and they're money laundering. They get nonprofit businesses and so forth so they can launder that illegal money that they're making. Or, I was talking to my husband and I was talking about New Jack City and I was thinking about the Nino Brown, when you're making dirty money or you're getting a certain amount of money and you don't want nobody to know how much you got and where you're getting it from, what do? You establish other businesses. That's why the big ballers in the hood back in the day used to get laundry mats and dry cleaners, and you know what I'm saying, so they could shelter the things that they were being given, that illegal money. So this is why I wanted to talk about 501c3. I want to read something to you real quick. Sealed portion, chapter 48, 58 through 61. And now everything that Yahshua taught can be correlated to the commandment of the Father that we should love each other as ourselves. Yeah, that is the foundation of Yahshua's teachings, that we should love each other as ourselves. Hallelujah. And for this reason, Yahshua condemned, that's right, he condemned the rich and those who have more than others. That is the teachings of his true gospel. He condemneth the rich and those who have more than others. And he taught his disciples of the great evils that come about because of money, brothers and sisters. And his teachings are plain and easy to understand regarding these things. It's right there. It's plain, it's simple, it's clear. He already knew, like he was trying to inform us, that the love of money is the root of all evil. And when you combine money and the gospel, it's going to get you going to the left every time. They don't go together. They do not go together. I'm going to share something else with you, brothers and sisters, as I continue with this lesson about, your secret 501c3. Those are stumbling blocks. That's right. They're keeping many brothers and sisters from the true hidden manna of the Most High. Really, the clear comprehension and understanding of his word is being blocked from you because money is playing a distractive role. Money is a distraction. That's right. It separates you from the Most High. Hallelujah. Going to read something right here in the yellow. It says, but those of you in the latter days who call yourselves Christians and who are rich do not have eyes that see, neither do you have ears that hear. And you do not understand that if you are rich, then you are wicked. Yep. Then you are wicked. People don't understand what it means to be wicked. For there is no man who is rich who shall see the kingdom of the Most High in any way, unless he repents of that which he has done to become rich. Because you got to compromise your integrity in some manner in order to gain financial success. That's how it works in Satan's kingdom. That's why he is given this incentive of the 501c3 to the churches. Remember, he needed the church to be an emissary so that he can move forward with his plan to manipulate and deceive us and to pull us away from the Father. Him and the Father are teaching, and when I say him, Satan and the Father, their plans are opposite. Their whole, perspective on this is opposite. One is manipulating people and using a tool to do it. That tool is money. Hallelujah. Gonna read something right here. Now, it matters. Let me pull it up there. There it goes. Now, it matters not to Yahshua how much income a man might make. Very important here. It matters not to Yahshua how much income a man might make, but it matters to Yahshua how that income was made. That's more important. How did you make that money? And why that man uses that income to consume it upon the lust of his flesh. That's the important part. So a lot of people gonna feel like, well, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. And Satan would have you believe these things. You see that? Satan would have you believe these things that you might justify that in which you have. Yes, he's very cunning, brothers and sisters. And if you truly understood the words of Yahshua, then you cannot be rich, for it would be impossible. Wow, it would be impossible, brothers and sisters. Check this out. I included a precept from the sealed portion 73 and 23. Look what it says. And the blessings of Satan are your fine clothing that you wear, the fine houses that you live in, the money that you have, which can purchase any of the fine things of the world. So you see right there, Satan is really rewarding and blessing with this monetary success, with this monetary stability, with this financial benefit, financial incentives. That's why he has instituted this program, like he said, with the government and IRS, with the churches. So you can sneakily find a way to get money and not be accountable. Nobody really sees it. Nobody knows what you're doing with it. Even the people that are donating to you, they don't know what you're doing with those funds. Those books aren't being open and being transparent. They're not seeing what's going in those accounts. Brothers and sisters, anytime there's not clear transparency, you better believe that Satan is generally in the mix. Yep. That's what he likes. Secrecy. He operates in secrecy. That's a power that he uses. Precept, one more precept, sealed portion, chapter 70, verses 55 and 56 says, and by their wickedness, a few men are rich, but by the course of their riches, the majority of men are left desolate of the spirit. 56 says, and this inequality is a great abomination before the Most High, and has been and is and shall be the abomination that brings the most misery and unhappiness among the children of men. That's right, because it sets up the have and the have-nots. Money causes just so many problems. Look at that. This inequality. So should we even be asking for donations, receiving donations from our brothers and sisters? The word is telling us that we're supposed to be giving and helping our brothers and sisters, not taking. I guess that's where they get that saying, it's better to give than receive. But we seem to have forgotten that golden rule. Mark of America, seed of the beast, Revelation, Apostle John's New Testament revelation unfolded. Yahshua will solidify the concept of equality for all, because that's really what it's about. The greatest is the least. The first is the last. That's what that means, brothers and sisters. I know some people have a misunderstanding, but again, Yahshua, he's going to solidify the concept of equality for all. The greatest is the least, and the first is the last. And our Creator is unequivocally, without question, not a respecter of persons. We don't understand that. Nobody is above anybody. So why are we feeling the need to, I need to donate them something? They said just a marvelous word. Sistah ChaYah, she's so powerful. I like when she teaches. Let me send her a check. No, I won't even allow it. Revelation 18 and 15. The merchants of these things, listen to some teaching from Apostle John. Revelation 18 and 15. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. These merchants are not only those, here's knowledge, brothers and sisters, these merchants are not only those who promoted and gained from buying and selling material goods. No, not just that. but includes merchants who profit off those in need of spiritual or psychological help. So important. Powerful, man. Powerful. It says, include those in the list of merchants, those who profit off of those in need of spiritual or psychological help. Check this out. Whether these spiritual merchants, look at that, spiritual merchants, receive their income hourly, weekly, monthly, yearly, by stipend, or through their transportation, healthcare, or other benefits. You know, other benefits like how, because we're in 2025, we're in the latter days, people are using Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. They're being monetized on platforms. You know, the incentive is the longer my video is, the more money I can make, because there's incentives there. Satan is very cunning. And so this is why the Father is trying to get us to understand, you know, this money thing. That's why I said this secrecy that's going on with 501c3, you know, because many people have them, ways to get money. Look at what it says here. It says, or others, other benefits provided for free. What? Provided for free by those deceived into believing their contrived positions of spiritual and emotional value. Very deep right there. They will be well, the end of their authority and income, and hope others will not remember. That's what it means to stand afar off for the fear. Yeah, because that's coming to an end. See, the Most High is exposing what's being done behind closed doors, what's being done in the dark. And a lot of people that's been getting all these gifts and donations and money, that's coming to an end as we see churches burning and churches flooding and people's ministry come down and people getting exposed online for being false prophets and so forth. We're seeing the collapse of that because the truth is reigning in this earth, and the truth is going to reign and will reign. We're seeing that. I'm going to say that one more time. It says, believing that their contrived positions of spiritual and emotional value, they will be well, the end of their authority and income, and hope that others will not remember how they had once deceived the world because of the pride, look at that, of your hearts. For behold, you do love money. Yes, brothers and sisters, that's why I said these secret 501c3s, they're a stumbling block. We can't walk as the people of the Most High if we are fleecing our brothers and sisters.